the governance of the management, participation in profitability. Not that you're going to purchase shareholders, but you're going to participate in the profits. Let's say if we gave to a client 100 million and in the following years, he's buying his services, either a business or a hotel, and he's able to manage his businesses. I think that the bank is entitled after 2, 3, 1 year, when the Cyprus economy will exit this phase. I think that the bank and the shareholders are entitled to participate to these profits. This was the reply to your second question. Chairman, can I ask another question? Microphone. I have a question. Another question. So can you please explain to us how do you understand this participation in the profits? In which way? I tried to clarify this, but I wasn't clear enough maybe. So let's a company. At this moment, a company has no profitability, loses money, but because the bank will keep it alive, let's say, because it has the possibility to continue to sell, and then this company will become profitable. I want to give you an example. I don't have anything in mind specifically now, but let's, for example, take 25% of shares for the bank to acquire 25% of the shares without paying any money to this business. And when and if this company becomes strong, this 25% would be like a profit, let's say, to the bank. Mr. Agrotis, the proposed shrinkage of their property to 1 cent, let's say. So this number is determined by Alvarez & Marsal, KPMG. My first question is whether you have the studies, whether you've read through them and you agree that our shares are of a value of 1 cent, and you invited us here to vote with shares of a value of 1 cent. As a shareholder, I do not claim, but I demand for this information to be given to all of us in order to either to agree, and if we do not agree, to speak with our lawyers. Mr. Sorotos spoke of the future of the Bank of Cyprus very correctly so, but if the former shareholder, who is in fact the client of these banks, would not be satisfied with these questions, I'm very sorry that they will not remain client of the bank. They will take away their deposits, and there will be no future. We need transparency. Stelios, please let me finish. So we need this transparency. This transparency, Chairman, the lawyers are afraid of this transparency. I'm not referring to you, I'm referring to other people. We demand transparency. How, in numbers, have you decided you should give us a presentation with numbers? How did they reach the conclusion that the shares of former shareholders are of the value of 1 cent? We cannot accept other questions, and we have to reply to these questions first, please, and then. Microphone. So I started to give an introduction, and I was not allowed to speak. I hope that this time you will let me speak. So there was an important financial crisis in Europe and elsewhere since 2007. The European Union started to examine the assistance packages, the methodology they would use in order to save the banks. Already the first study for the methodology to follow for saving the problematic banks was officially published by the European Central Bank, by the ECB, ECOFIN, and other competent authorities of the EU for 2010. Bail-in was one of the three methods, in brief, which was going to be implemented in the banks, in the problematic banks. And as you know, In the case of credit institutions with accumulated losses and which institutions fail to concentrate the necessary capitals from the private sector, then in accordance with the framework which exists in the European Union and which we adopted via international conventions and by law is a capitalization by equity. And conversion of deposits and share capital. So this method was implemented in pursuance of international agreements. We are part of Europe, and I tried to say so, but I was not allowed, ladies and gentlemen. So please allow me to continue. And as the law, the resolution law stipulates, these credit institutions which come under resolution, they have to bear any losses which come as a result of any measures of resolution, and the depositors, they have to bear the losses after the shareholders. Microphone, you cannot interrupt me. Please let me finish, Mr. Pekris. I have to finish because you are monopolizing this AGM of the microphone. Please let us explain, because we are doing everything by the letter of the law. Please let us explain. What you are asking, we are asking for consolidated accounts. You're going to have the consolidated accounts in October. You know this very well. Why are you repeating this, Mr. Xenopoulos? I'm telling you, we are going to give you these accounts, consolidated accounts, in October. I'm explaining how the old shares reach the value of 1 cent. It is impressions of legislation and laws. It is not a decision of the members of this transitional board of directors. Microphone. But this is not how we can discuss here. This is not the way to proceed. Microphone, please. Microphone, please. So this was done in pursuance of legislation and international conventions, and not. It was not a decision of the transitional board of directors of the Bank of Cyprus. I'm sorry. Can I please take the floor? You have a microphone. Andreas Pandazis. I'm a former employee of the Bank of Cyprus, together with Mr. Pikis, Angelos Pikis. I'm asking you. You should have proceeded to an evaluation or valuation vis-à-vis the assets of the Bank of Cyprus and its branches, its subsidiaries. Is that correct or wrong? No, do you mean who did this? It's the accountancy firms. I don't care about the people who undertook these valuations. What I'm interested in is the numbers. What was the value of the assets of the Bank of Cyprus? This is my question. And its branches, its subsidiaries, of the movable property in the occupied areas. Was it? The value, was it zero, or they gave gave a value when they were assessing the whole value of the group, and after they evaluated the loans and so on and so forth. I'm not going to say anything about the loans. So you decided on an amount, and then you did the haircut, our haircut. Are you referring to the board of directors, Mr. Pantasis? You are referring to them? Are you saying that we did the haircut? Who decided that the haircut was going to be 640? It is a law of the state. This was a law enacted by the state. We became 1st of May. We were elected as the members of the Transitional Board of Directors. It is the percentage of the haircut and how the different procedures are taking place within the state. It is not the state. So we could start court proceedings. It is not the state which decided the numbers. The resolution authority decided on the numbers. If there is an illegality, you can go to court. Microphone. It is in the law, the reply. 1 cent, you're saying that 1 cent is based on evaluations, then give us the valuations. The valuation, or please. I am an auditor, chartered accountant, and I represent clients who've suffered a haircut. I do not want to refer to the legal aspect of the problem. There are experts to do so. But what Mr. Agrodis said is that the former shareholders, they were expecting today that there was going to be an analysis of how we reach the 1 cent of shares. I'm saying the depositors who suffered the haircut and they were expecting to see a presentation on how you decided on the 47% haircut. I understand as an accountant the difficulties that the auditors will have to present the final consolidated accounts for 2012 because they depend on current issues of 2013, legal issues, and so on and so forth. I'm not commenting on these parts, but on how you calculated the haircut, this couldn't have been done just like that. I mean, you must have based it on numbers, and those who suffered the haircut, they want to know what are these numbers, what are these figures, because maybe they were